Support for this podcast comes from Delmarva Power. Now you can make saving money part of your business with Delmarva Power's Energy Savings for Business program. Designed to fit every type of business, the program offers financial incentives that can cover up to 50% of the cost to upgrade to energy-efficient lighting, HVAC, and more. By using more efficient equipment, your business will save money every month on your electric bill for years to come. Learn more at delmarva.com/power savings.
Hey mama, have you been looking for guided meditations that can really speak to this journey of motherhood? Then check out the Meditation for Moms podcast. Free guided meditations that are here to help support you throughout the entire journey of motherhood. Motherhood is no joke. It's full of incredible highs, heartbreaking lows, and everything in between. Meditation for Moms gives you guided meditations that will speak to your soul no matter what season of motherhood you're in. Listen for free today. Follow Meditation for Moms on your favorite podcast player.
This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 2158. Habits Determine Health by Becca Shern of MinimalWellness.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik, your host. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online. And with that, let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Habits Determine Health by Becca Shern of MinimalWellness.com. The health, fitness, and wellness worlds are anything but straightforward. Wildly shifting from one hot trend to the next, companies and businesses benefit from endlessly complicating messages about health. The cacophony of information on how to be healthier, fitter, leaner, makes even the most grounded person's head spin and ears ring. Much of the noise in the world of nutrition relates to relatively superficial changes. Coconut oil, chia, quinoa, kombucha. These foods are often promoted as life-changing panaceas. And while yes, substituting a more healthy oil or quinoa for white bread are positive switches, one simple change, one time, may not make that much of an impact on your overall health. What drastically influences health are foundational habits which can be tweaked and improved upon over time. Few people discuss habits because they're not sexy and because they take true effort to modify, so they're hard to commodify. Foundational habits are the baseline habits that drive much of our daily activity. Keep in mind, habits are not intentions. We might intend to eat nutritiously, but when we inspect our consumption habits, what we actually do, a different picture may emerge. Foundational habits will differ depending on your goals, expectations, and preferences. So what's appropriate for one person is not necessarily appropriate for another. For reference, I'm going to list some of my favorite current health habits. 1. Eat a whole foods, plant-based diet full of vegetables, quality fats, and protein, and low in added sugar. 2. Intentional movement every day and fitness-improving exercise 4 to 5 days per week. 3. Actively manage stress with outdoor activity, playing with my daughter, cooking, listening to music, or practicing yoga. 4. Get sufficient sleep to feel well-rested. 8 hours is ideal for me. 5. Drink at least 64 ounces of water daily with a low to moderate caffeine and alcohol intake. And 6. Limit non-work screen time as much as possible. What are some of your health habits? Are those habits in line with the direction you want your life to go? If not, there is little chance of achieving your outcome. Resetting foundational habits, especially if they are appreciably different than our current reality, can be incredibly challenging, but it's also extremely rewarding. To begin the process of change, try to determine the root reasons or causes for the current habit you would like to modify. Then establish a new outcome with incremental steps to get you some momentum toward that outcome. Some habits will be relatively straightforward to adjust. However, if you're honest, some habits may uncover difficult truths about your life. It is at these uncomfortable points that we often make excuses and try to justify our actions. Try to avoid the justification pitfall while also avoiding assigning blame or negativity. You have to assess your reality with as little bias as possible in order to be able to make the best decision on how to move forward. But keep in mind, we do not make change from a place of shame, so be kind and curious with yourself. Even nutrition and wellness professionals can find themselves living lives that are less than healthful. Seth Godin recently wrote a post that ended with the line, quote, "The best way to end up mediocre is via tiny compromises," end quote. Even though I knew better, I made a series of compromises that eventually resulted in mediocre health and a life that I was deeply dissatisfied with. For reference, this is what my foundational habits looked like 2 years ago. 1. Eat a plant-based diet. This was a decent start, but I still ate a lot of processed convenience foods and sugar. 2. Inadequate exercise, 1 to 2 times per week. 3. Inadequate sleep, averaging 6 frequently interrupted hours. 4. Excessive caffeine and alcohol intake. I was never addicted to either, but I used them as coping strategies for a lack of sleep and excessive stress, respectively. And 5. Excessive screen time, both at work and at home. Changing these habits required substantial effort and persistence. In fact, I realized that my less than healthy habits were a symptom of much larger problems related to my relationships, priorities, and work not aligning with my values. Those problems were fundamental incongruities in my life that I had to address in order to put my life back on a track I am now happy and proud of. But this full reset of my habits took over a year and a half because so much of my life had to change. I hope that most of you do not have such drastic shifts to make, but if you do, know that they're 100% possible with sufficient effort and determination. Be brave, honest, and resolute in resetting your habits. The result will be a healthier and more satisfying life. You just listened to the post titled, "Habits Determine Health" by Becca Shern of minimalwellness.com.
So, you open Google Chrome on your phone, you're hunting for a super rare first edition vinyl of a band you're obsessed with, when you're supposed to be working. But this site you tapped on seems pretty shady. And Daryl from IT just jumped up from his desk. Oh no, he's coming your way. It's a good thing built-in malware protection keeps you safe and sound. Not from Daryl, though. Sorry. There's no place like Chrome. Download Google Chrome on your phone.
Quentin here runs a sustainable clothing brand.
Hi there.
He's excited that his shipping company, FedEx, has set a goal of having carbon-neutral operations by 2040.
Impressive.
When an influencer tweeted about his recycled bamboo t-shirts, Quentin unexpectedly became quite popular.
I'll take it.
He uses FedEx to reach new customers around the globe while making Earth a priority. FedEx, where now meets next.
Dr. Neil here for my commentary. I once heard a quote, and I can't remember the exact way it was worded, but it goes something like this. Our habits define us. So when we think about what our life is mainly composed of, it's our habits. That's what we end up spending most of our days doing. If most of our habits are not helping us move towards a path of health and wellness, well, we can say that our lives are not supporting that goal. But as Becca mentioned, we don't need to be discouraged by this. Instead, we can start taking small steps, not just one small step one time, but one small step over weeks and months and years. Now we start to translate that into real improvements. So even if we just start small, but stay consistent with that one small behavior, it can go a long way. As I was reading that list, if something jumped out at you like, ooh, I like that idea, start with that. Use the inspiration that you're getting right now to do something. Try it out. Make that your one small step. And if you do it consistently, you may just change your life. All right, that's another edition of Optimal Health Daily. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll be back with our usual Sunday bonus episode in just a second. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.